recovery has got such a broad interpretation. I think it's on a spectrum. I think behavioral change, if someone starts looking after himself and having a wash and all the rest of it and drinking not so much lager and blah, they're on a whole spectrum, and our industry calls that harm minimization. Do you know what I mean? So you've got this spectrum of harming, which is keep you alive, right? And then you start taking steps to change. Abstinence of like, right, I'm done with all of it, tends to be married with recovery. But I genuinely believe people are in recovery in our houses because they're changing their behavior and they're heading in the right direction. So it doesn't need to be hijacked by I'm totally abstinent. Someone could be on a prescription of methadone and they're changing their life. Yes, they're on a prescription, they're still in recovery. It's just they call it medically assisted recovery. Do you know? So it's like, I think it's just such a broad subject. To make that explicit within supporting lives, this is why we started Charter, because when people are at that stage, so I think they're in recovery the day that they do something for themselves to change. But Charter has been set up to go, right, if you're abstinent, now what are your next steps about employment, training, education, volunteering? That's what Charter is about, that stage 3, you know? So we're doing that in 6 houses across Gateshead and Northumberland. We've got no stage 3 in South Shields, which is why they're all being held there for 3 or 4 years. Does that make sense? So yeah, recovery is a very broad term. Individual interpretation of it as well. When the word came around, I just saw all the drug and alcohol agencies starting saying, right, we're not doing a care plan anymore. We're doing a recovery plan, and they can come to not the drug and alcohol agency, they can come to the recovery hub. And I'm now not a drug and alcohol worker, I'm now a recovery worker, right? And it was just, and the practice never changed. It was just stamp, 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 recovery, recovery. So I think it's an overused word. I think it has to be what the person themselves think is recovery. And the only route, the routes to recovery, it can be, everyone recommends a short period of abstinence, but it doesn't have to be NACA. It can be whatever you want it, and you have to be open-minded to that and say whatever recovery is for you, social drinking, whatever. It's like, that's fine. You've got to be open to it. So it's got to be interpreted by the individual and not owned by someone.